Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the latest episode of Score Settled. Now we are continuing with your CUET-PG Economics 2025 exam and we'll take up another set of 5 questions. Let's start. Now, which of the following is not correct about the effectiveness of monetary and fiscal policies under perfect capital mobility? Okay. Now, number 1, under the fixed exchange rate, the monetary policy is powerless to affect output. This statement is true. Let's see how. So we have your ISLM curve is like this, right? And we have a BP curve. Okay. Now, if there is an expansionary monetary policy, for example, this will shift the LM curve rightwards, and now the domestic interest rate will be less than the world interest rate. As a result, what will happen? The capital will flow out of the country, and as a result, the LM curve will shift back, right, restoring the original equilibrium level. So this statement is actually true. Second, under the fixed exchange rate, the central bank runs an independent monetary policy. That is absolutely false, and this is the answer. Because in case of a fixed exchange rate, no central bank can actually run an independent monetary policy. They have to maintain the decided exchange rate. Okay, so this answer is right. Now let's go through other statements. Third, under the fixed exchange rate, fiscal policy is highly effective. Okay, let's just go through this. Let's understand this with the help of the diagram. We have an IS curve here, we have an LM curve, and we have a BP curve. Okay, now we have your fiscal policy. Okay, let's suppose we have an expansionary fiscal policy. This will shift our IS curve rightwards. Okay, so now the domestic interest rate is more than the world interest rate. Okay, so as a result, the capital will flow inside the economy. Okay, so this will shift the LM curve rightwards, right? So now the interest rate is restored, but the output has increased. So fiscal policy is highly effective in case of fixed exchange rate. Under the next statement, under the floating exchange rate, a monetary expansion leads to currency depreciation, increased export and increased output. That's true. So if there is depreciation of your economy due to increased supply of money, this will make your exports cheaper and imports expensive, right? So this will help enhance the output level. Coming back to the question, which of the following is not correct about the effectiveness? The answer is 2. Okay. Now, next, which of the following is not correct? Now, this is the trend that we've seen since the past 3 videos, that not correct is always there. So answer is always about not correct, except, and so on, right? So you have to take a note of it. Not correct about the steady state equilibrium for the economy according to neoclassical growth theory. The first statement, the growth rate of output is endogenously determined. Absolutely not. According to the neoclassical growth theory, the growth rate of output is rather exogenously determined. It is exogenously determined with the help of technological progress. Okay, so technological progress plays a very crucial role in your neoclassical growth theories. Okay, then, so this is the right answer. Okay, let's go through other 3 statements. The growth rate of output is equal to the population growth rate. In general, according to the neoclassical theories, the growth rate of output is a sum of, right, your population, growth rate of population, okay, plus it is also, it also takes into account the rate of technological progress. Okay, so this is the right statement as well. This is also true. Okay, the growth rate of output is independent of savings rate, and per capita GDP and per capita capital are constant. So basic idea that you need to remember is that in case of neoclassical growth theory, their theory is always surrounded by the technological progress. Technological progress and population growth rate, they are the very two crucial determinants of output in case of neoclassical growth theory. That's the key that you need to remember. Okay. Next, in Solow's growth model, the output per capita is a function of, first we need to understand is that what is your Solow's growth model in brief. Okay, so according to Solow's growth model, the output increases with an increase in capital per worker. So if you give more capital to the worker, right, the output will increase subject to diminishing returns. Okay, so their theory is, Solow's growth theory is mainly focusing on capital labor ratio, that if you give more capital to work with to the labor, right, the output will automatically increase subject to diminishing returns. Okay, so the answer to this should be capital labor ratio. Okay, next question that we have is that if we flip a balanced coin twice, what is the probability of getting at least one head, right? So we are flipping a coin twice. What is the probability of getting at least one head? So it can be one head or two heads. So let's list out the possibilities. One possibility can be head tail, tail head, tail tail. So there are four possibilities that are there. Okay, so out of this, at least one head is in, you can say head, tail, head tail. Okay, so the answer should be 3/4. Okay, last question is, suppose that the random variable x takes on the values -1, 0 and 2 with probabilities 1/8, 1/2 and 3/8. Find the expected value of x. So let's just make a table for simplicity. X we know has the value of -1, 0 and 2. Okay. Probabilities we have is 1/8, 1/2 and 3/8. So to find out the expected value, first we have to multiply x into px. Okay, so this will be -1/8, this will be 0 and this will be 6/8. Okay, and to find out expected values, we have to take a sum of these three. So -1/8 plus 0 plus 6/8, which gives us 5/8, which is our answer. Okay, so these were the 5 questions. They were important. We have learned about Solow's growth theory, the neoclassical growth theory. You need to make an account, right, about what are the basic, parameters on which these growth theories are based, right? So this will make your, make it easier for you, you can say, right? So thank you so much for watching this, and we'll see you with another set of 5 questions in the next video. Thank you. Take care.